wanted to shoot a video talking about some of the tools I use. One of them that I mess around with is an artistic tool. This is essentially a little atomizer paint gun called a critter gun. Basically a single action type of atomizer scenario. You got a little trigger you pull on to do the airflow, and then you got a little nozzle here that's got a spring underneath of it that you can raise or lower into that air stream. And basically use a mason jar and attach that underneath for your reservoir. What I do is I keep multiple mason jars around with different colored paints in them, and I just screw the top off, screw that thing down on, hook it up to my air compressor and start blasting away. The big problem I have is it tends to clog a little bit, and for a while I was fighting that. I came up with two things that helped substantially. One of them was I picked up something called Floetrol. It helps make, I'm working with latex and acrylic paints. Latex mainly just for outdoor stuff. Floetrol will go to either one. It can be used in either latex or acrylic. It thins it to the point where it'll go through the gun nicely, but it doesn't dilute the color. They did have a caveat on there. I think it's like gloss paints that may kind of dull it a little bit. Other than that, it doesn't impact the color as long as you don't add too much to it. The only color that I had an issue with was black for obvious reasons. When you put that in, since it's kind of white colored, it's going to make it look a little more charcoalish. Other than that, it works pretty well. So I use that to thin the paint just a little bit. It doesn't, make it watery or anything like that, just enough to flow through the gun. The other problem I have is that little nozzle on the end. If I unscrew that, it's gonna, for obvious reasons, has a really small little hole in there that the paint comes through. It tends to clog. And what I found is the easiest way to clean that was I just basically got a set of cleaning tips for an acetylene torch. And they've got, when you get one of those, they've got a whole series of different types of little raspy type little things here that you can use to run through that. I just found one that was appropriately sized in that whole set, and run it back and forth a couple times, and it cleans out any kind of dried paint on that and makes it flow quite nicely after that. Typically I just kind of do that when I'm changing colors, and it works pretty well. These you can usually pick up, if you got a welding supply place like Central Welding or someplace like that, you can pick them up. I don't know if Home Depot or Lowe's or Harbor Freight carries these individually, but you probably order one off Amazon. They're not too hard to get, not too hard to find. Anyway, that's what I end up using for that. Just kind of like, again, same thing. This thing's pretty easy to clean. Just kind of, once I take that tip off, water will run right through there and clean out that main suction pipe. And I just put that little nozzle back on once I'm done cleaning it. Just to show some of the things I've done with it. Again, I had a terracotta pot. It was kind of bordered with the terracotta color. You see it all over the place. So I just took some of those colors I got, like blue, purple, and bubblegum pink, and just kind of did a gradient on this thing. You can see how it just kind of turned out there. Same thing with the birdhouse. Just kind of made a birdhouse. Did the same thing, put a gradient on it. We got a little bit of a blemish back here. I'm not worried about that. It's a birdhouse. I didn't clean it up there, and the paint kind of bubbled a little bit. But other than that, this little critter gun works well. You can get it off Amazon, I think. I can't remember if it was $30 or $40 cheap, but it does. It's really simple, a lot easier than trying to use one of the nice guns. Not that I have anything against the nice guns, just no reason to go take like one like the finish lines or something, develop this finish line expensive gun for when you're just shooting a really quick paint on something that you don't care that much about. Not much of an investment. Anyway, thought I'd share that about cleaning with the acetylene torch tips, tip cleaner, and the Floetrol. Again, just kind of handy. I'll shoot some more videos at a later point in time. Just thought I'd share that.